Hello to my Math 098 classes as well as my Math 099 lab. We got lab today? Yes, we do. Okay, so section 3.2 lab is we are continuing to do linear equations. So here I, love doing guided notes. So here I wanted you to graph y equals 3x minus 5. So I wanted you to locate the slope. And so m, which is a lowercase m, which denotes slope, is 3. And of course, if you have a rise and you don't have a run, I told you to put it over 1. So when you think about slope, I want you to think of the change in y over the change in x, okay? So next, you can do one of two things. We can solve for the y-intercept, or if you want to just go straight to use the y equals mx plus b, I want you to have that option. Okay, so here I did x and y intercepts, meaning, find a little spot for it, meaning I plugged in 0 to the x and then found out what y was, and then I substituted in 0 for y. I use intercepts instead, okay, but you don't have to, okay. So I substituted in just for here. 3 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 5 is, you guessed it, negative 5. Very good. Okay. Next, I plug the 0 here. Well, when I plug the 0 here where the y is, we write that out so you're able to see that. Okay. Here, I moved 5 here, which gave me 5 equals 3x. Divided both sides by 3, and I have a decimal. Okay. Nothing wrong with having a decimal. Get my calculator. So that way you'll know how to solve it when you are faced with a problem like this. Okay, so here 5 divided by 3 equals 1.7. Okay, 1.7. Okay, so let me show you how to find that. So of course, when you are graphing, you have your x and y axis. You have your numbers on your number line here. That's 5. And this is negative 5, and you can add numbers according to how you feel. 4 and 5, okay? So here is 0, negative 5 means I'm here at 0. The elevator doesn't go left or right, but it does go down to the 5. 1.7, so I slide over 1. If this is halfway, you can gauge it somewhere in here. 1.5, 1.7, somewhere in there near 1.5. Connect the dots, and that's it. You have your line. Say, Ms. Thomas, could I have just did the y equals mx plus b? Absolutely. If you wanted to do, you could have had your starting point at negative 5 and up 3. 1, 2, 3, and over 1. So it would have been still on the line. No way to get it wrong. Okay, let's try another one. All right, y equals 2x plus 1. I always like to label the axis. You know, I love a few integers here. And I've also uploaded this form for your leisure. Oh, I'm trying to see my lines. Is this fine? All right. Negative. Okay. So here, if we're doing y equals mx plus b, you can do the table or you can do intercepts, whatever you decide. So here you always have a starting point, which is on the y-axis. So I went to the positive 1. This is my rise, right? Over my run. If you don't have a number, you just put it over 1, like we talked about. So I'm going to rise up 1, 2, and I'm going to go over 1. Rise over run. So at least try to run over once if you can. Okay. All right, so far so good. Okay, next. Y equals negative 4x plus 5. Okay. Get my numbers on my number line. negative 5. Starting point at the positive 5, which is here on your y-axis. So negative 4 is my rise and my run is 1. But you're thinking, okay, well, it's negative, so I can't rise up on a negative, which is true. So we're going to fall down, right? So we're going to go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. So not too hard, it makes sense. If it was positive, you just rise up like an elevator. If it's negative, you need to go down. The elevator goes down. Okay. And I'm glad I'm doing a video demonstration, so you can always rewind it. Okay. Let's do a few more. Okay. Y equals 1/2 x minus 3. 1/2 x minus 3. So I have my rise over my run this time, and this is my starting point. So I have my axis here. And negative 5. Negative 5. Okay, so I'm going to start at the negative 3. 1, 2, 3 down here. Negative 3. And I'm going to rise 1 and over 2. So rise up 1 and over 1, 2. And connect and make your straight line. Okay, next let's try one more. Y equals negative 2/3 x plus 2. Okay, starting point. So you have your x and your y. You always want to label it. Okay, so we're going to start at positive 2. Okay, on my y-axis. And this is my rise over my run. My change in y over my change in x. So instead of rising up 2, I have to go down 2. 1, 2, I'm right on top of the origin. Then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Right here on top of the x-axis. Connect, arrow each end, and create my straight line. Okay. The next one, y equals negative x minus 3. Okay, y equals negative x minus 3. So here I don't see a coefficient, so you know it's a 1. Okay, well I have a rise, but what is my run? It's also a 1. It's understood 1 all the time. So label your axis. Okay, all right, starting point, negative 3. You're gonna go down to the negative 3 here. Okay, negative 3s are here, okay? Instead of rising up on that negative 1, I'm gonna fall down 1 and over 1, right here. Down 1, over 1. And I made sure I had some grid paper, some graph paper for you, okay, so that you can graph with me, okay? And the last one, y equals 5x. Well, Ms. Thomas, I don't know how I would do this one. Okay, let me show you. All right, 5, negative 5, 5, negative 5, okay? So here, what if I don't have a starting point? If you don't have a starting point, start at the origin. Start at 0, 0. Okay, if you don't have a starting point, start at 0, 0, because this is my slope. I have a rise. And of course, if I don't have a run, you put it over 1. So I want you to rise up 5 and go to the right 1. So rise up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1. Okay. And that is our line. This is our lab, graphing linear equations. Graphing linear equations. so we can get a closer view. And I know you're going to be successful graphing these linear equations. Have a wonderful day.